So here's some fun news and political bullshit. Blizzard banned a Hong Kong Grandmaster gamer for shouting a protest slogan.
During an
Uh,
interview. Yeah.
U.S. gaming company Blizzard Entertainment said today, this article is from QZ.com. U.S. gaming company Blizzard Entertainment said today, October 8th, that it has given a 1-year suspension to professional player from Hong Kong for having violated competition rules by shouting, "Liberate Hong Kong, revolution of our times," in a post-game interview on October 6th while wearing a respirator mask and a pair of goggles. Fuck you, Blizzard. The player, Ng-wai, also known as Blitz Chung, said he had yelled the slogan as another form of participation of the protest that he wanted to bring more attention to. He acknowledged that making such a statement could bring him a lot of trouble, but was determined to do so because he felt it was his duty to say something about the issue, he told the esports news site InVen Global. Look at all this kowtowing to China.
Yeah. We're in a global market, global economy. China is officially the biggest entertainment market on the planet now. They have been for movies now forever. There's a reason why you're going to see another Warcraft movie come out, and it's not because it did well here. It did great in China.
Sure.
So the more and more we have to, these major companies like Disney, the more movies they make that are blockbusters, you're not marketing them to just the North American economy anymore, or even Europe. Now you're marketing to China directly, which is why the past years you've had movies made with more and more Chinese actors. You can say, that's good for diversity. They're not doing it for diversity. They're doing it for the Chinese market directly. They have subplots now sometimes in blockbusters that we don't see that involve Chinese actors in big movies that are only for that market, things like that. This is the way of life it is now for entertainment, at least for movies. We've seen it happen. There's a reason why when Doctor Strange came out, they recast and really glossed over the whole Tibetan thing and really went in a different direction there. There's a reason why that happened. It wasn't a coincidence. While the what is it? What's the name of the ancient one or whatever? The Grand Sorcerer. Why they changed it from being, Asian. There's a calculated reason why Disney does these things. We've seen it recently with the NBA, the Houston Rockets. Daryl Morey, the Houston Rockets GM, tweeted support for Hong Kong protests. And oh boy, did that create a shitstorm. The likes that I haven't seen the NBA be in trouble for recently, because basketball is a huge market in China, really big market,
Yep.
gigantic, and they're trying to expand there. So within 24 hours, the Chinese basically canceled G League games for the affiliates of the Houston Rockets in China. Daryl Morey had to issue an apology for it. David Stern came out with this really weak, lukewarm sort of, well, we support his right to say what he said, and backtracked it. And then even James Harden issued an apology to China. Like, James Harden issued an apology saying, oh, they're cool in China, so I'm going to apologize because my GM said something. And, I mean, it's really strange to see private U.S. citizens, and in this case, not a U.S. citizen, having to face repercussions for free speech because another country doesn't like what they have to say.
Yeah.
This is dangerous grounds we are walking on. Like, really, South Park just did an episode about this last week, about entertainment having to go by Chinese standards and having Chinese generals look over the shoulder of the entertainment and making sure the edit's correct. Like, this is really happening. But for Blizzard to do this, I understand it's a big market, China, but wow. I don't think we'd get there this quickly, and now it's happened twice in the course of like a week.
They also
it's really weird.
They're also withholding all prize money.
So now you're affecting someone's life.
And they fired the two people involved in the interview.
The two interviewers that
had no idea that's where it was going. So the interviewers got fired too. It's fucking disgusting.
Well, they kind of ducked under their desk, so I don't know if they knew it was coming. But wow, this is a scorched earth sort of thing with China. You can't badmouth them at all, and it reminds you that while the Chinese market is huge, I think India might have more people at this point, but it's still the biggest entertainment market in the world. That you don't do what they want you to do or say what they want you to say. It's a machine that'll grind you up. And when in the corporate world, money talks. I was very severely disappointed in the NBA's reaction. But they have so much money at stake. I understand it, that it's a business. But my God, like, I just didn't think we'd get to this point this quickly. I just didn't think we would, I guess Blizzard has so much money at stake, Blizzard Activision, that, they got to punish this guy prohibitively for this. For freedom of speech.
This is... In a statement, Blizzard said that while they stand by one's right to express individual thoughts and opinions, players must abide by official competition rules. It went further in its Chinese statement posted on Chinese social media platform Weibo, emphasizing that the company would, as always, resolutely safeguard the country's dignity.
Yeah, the NBA statement in China was the same thing. It was harsher than the U.S. statement to make sure that they were appeased. The Chinese overlords were appeased there, that there was nothing bad going on. Really just... I understand, and this is me being the capitalist even saying, I understand we're it's a global economy now, and Chinese is a huge market. I get that. But at some point, you have to draw a line in the sand and say, we are giving up too much of our principles for monetary value or monetary stake, and give an inch, take a mile sort of thing. It's like, at some point you got to say, you got to get over this, because in the way we do business, we allow some freedom of speech here. You have to, because otherwise we'll be tiptoeing over everything. Where you're gonna have Marvel movies have to be pre-approved in the future necessarily for the Chinese market, and that's already happening. So like I said, it may not be overt, but our entertainment is getting pre-approved on some levels. It just is international entertainment.
So I don't know who this person is, but I'm taking this from their Twitter. This person named Campbell Simpson posted literally one of Blizzard's core corporate values, and posted what appears to be an image off their website that says, "Every voice matters. Great ideas can come from anywhere. Blizzard Entertainment is what it is today because of the voices of our players and of each member of our company. Every employee is encouraged to speak up, listen, be respectful of other opinions, and embrace criticism. It's just another avenue for great ideas." Fuck you. Fuck you. Oh, fuck you, Blizzard.
Oh, I thought we liked Blizzard.
Oh, we're just shills.
Yeah. I'm trying to look back at the Tilda Swinton casting in Doctor Strange to see if that was because of... Was that because of China? I thought I read it was at one point that they wanted to tiptoe around the whole Tibet thing in the Ancient One. Can't find it right now. I thought I read it at the time. Either way, it's we're in dark territory now when it comes to this stuff, and I'm bothered by it. Obviously, Ian is too. Really disappointed in the NBA. We don't talk about sports that much, but the NBA is all about. They've been the forefront of, progressivism and free speech and players being able to say what they want and not caring. But I guess now they care because now it affects their bottom line, and before it wasn't. That's what's upsetting, and it's the one thing that's sort of united everyone politically has been this sort of issue, because this is something that that we hold sacred, is that you should be able to have political thoughts.
Yep,
you should be able to, say what you will about us here, but no one's livelihood is being just ripped away from saying something like that. Just it's bizarre. Bizarre. It's the only thing I can say. I'm very disappointed in these corporations, but there's money at stake. There's there's stakeholders. What are you going to do?